Have you ever noticed that the most formidable women, like the most insanely well-resourced women who have almost like FU money, but across every part of their life, like the whole landscape of their life is they can walk away from things if they want to. If something is not serving them, a friendship, a job, a relationship, she knows exactly what to do with her resources and she will walk away, right? Women like that, have you ever noticed they tend to actually be some of the softest women? Like you might feel intimidated in her presence, but she has the ability to laugh with her whole body, to feel things completely. She knows exactly how to be soft if she wants to. And a woman like that is formidable and well resourced, and she knows how to tap into dark feminine energy and feminine energy like nobody's business. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Bethany, and I've been working with women for 4 years now to help them to tap into their feminine energy and dark feminine energy and become insanely well resourced in a way that gives them walk away power from any situation that doesn't serve them. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So, this is not about being cold. So much of the dark feminine energy stuff that you see out there is focused on almost like how to perform dark feminine energy, how to be sexy, how to manipulate anybody that you need to, how to say the right thing to get a man to respond to you in a way that you like, um, how to get exactly what you want when you want it. And like, sure, that's the result of having the right kind of dark feminine energy is you get what you want when you want it, generally. However, that's all a performance, right? That coldness, that Angelina Jolie character-esque, whatever, that's not actually what dark feminine energy is about. It's about being so internally structured, like financially, socially, emotionally, that you never have to white knuckle your way through a situation that you should have just left. Like you have walk away power across every area of your life. You have options because you created a life like that. And because you have options, you never have to betray yourself. You never have to compromise on your values. And so most women think that softness is like just something that you decide to be, but actually, it's something that you can afford to be when you've built the architecture of your life accordingly, right? When you've built your life in a way that you can walk away from any situation that doesn't serve you. When you've built your life in a way where you know your values and your standards and you will hold people accountable, then you can afford to be soft. You can afford to feel things with your whole body. You can afford to lean back and trust people because you trust yourself that deeply. So there's four different resources, asset pools, if you will, that a woman with a lot of dark feminine energy who's super well resourced, she has all of these things down pat, right? So the first one is financial sovereignty. A woman who has her own money, right? And I'm not just talking about income, I'm talking about like genuine financial security that she has either built or looked after is a woman that you can't mess with. So I have had clients, for example, who have husbands who are the main breadwinners. And I love that. If you look at how we are designed biologically, like we are the ones that birth children, therefore, our earning potential across a lifetime is almost always less than a man. However, that's starting to change. Women are starting to earn incredible amounts of money, but it affects our earning potential. And also, if you're a stay-at-home mother, or if you have a man that really wants to look after you and he can afford that, like what a beautiful gift. So I love that for women. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But also, the mistake that I've seen some of my clients make before, and we work through this, is you shouldn't be handing the keys to the kingdom over to your man. Like, you should know how much your bills cost. You should know where things are invested. You should have financial knowledge and a woman who knows how to do that. So, if, for example, let's say that you've got a man, your husband, and he earns an incredible amount of money and he doesn't want you to have to work if you don't want to. And so you choose not to work. And he gives you an allowance every month, right? Like he puts money in your bank account or whatever. A well resourced woman, a financially astute woman would be looking at how much she actually costs to maintain, right? She would know this. And she would be investing some of that money that she's given. That would be smart. That would be a good way to utilize the incredible gift, blessing that you have by having a man who looks after you, right? Versus the woman who has no idea what's happening financially. Like she keeps herself in the dark because it's like, well, he's got it and he will take care of me. But that's dangerous on so many levels, right? Same thing with a woman who Let's say you have an inheritance coming, right? So you've got money that's going to get handed to you. A well resourced woman would speak to a financial advisor and do her research on how to ensure that she looks after that and is a steward for that money in every way possible. Or if you are the kind of woman who earns her own income, you would be looking at ways to increase your income consistently. You would be looking at ways to ensure that you invest it wisely. You would be looking at ways to ensure that when you spend money, you spend it because you want to, not because you feel like you're going to have a panic attack. So you're going to go online and do some shopping and buy a bunch of crap that you don't actually want, right? Because that's not financially astute. So, financial sovereignty is the first pillar, if you will, of the well resourced woman. It doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter how you earn money, it doesn't matter what your career is. As a woman, you should be so focused on financial sovereignty, on finding ways to look after yourself financially in a way that builds wealth for the next generation. All right, so that's number one. Number two is social wealth. So, the woman who has only one friend and that friend is her go to for everything, or who has made her partner her entire social world, is not a free woman. Or a woman who has a friendship group where you're all in exactly the same group chat and you all know each other and you've known each other since high school, and you know that if something actually fell apart in that friendship group, like you'd have nobody all of a sudden, right? That's not freedom. Social wealth is when you have the ability to walk away from any situation. You have the ability to walk away from any friendship that is not serving you. Now, again, this does not mean that we're here to be cold. This does not mean that we're here to abandon friends in times of need if they're inconvenient. This does not mean that you will walk away from a friend just because you disagree with her, right? None of that. I believe in loyalty. I believe in having ride or die girlfriends. Life is beautiful and also life is hard, right? You do not want to be stuffing up your social circle because you're just in your dark feminine. You can walk away from anything. No. But the point is, if there is a big disagreement in the friendship group and morally you are like miles apart, you want the ability to be able to walk away. You want to know that you have social wealth. I did this once years ago, and oh, it felt awful at the time. It felt like a breakup, but it was worth it. I had a friend who, she was going through a difficult time and a divorce, and I felt awful for her and supported her through that. And while she was going through it, she had a lot of childhood issues come to the surface. And she kind of developed this new friendship group, and she became, frankly, quite selfish. Her kind of morals seemed to shift quite dramatically. It got to the point where she wouldn't check in on me anymore. It got to the point where almost everything was about her and this hobby that she had. It got really, really difficult. And so I had a conversation with her, and I basically said, like, either this changes or I walk away. And it didn't change, so I walked away. Very painful because I loved her so much, but I was able to do it without a problem and have other incredible friendships anyway in my social circle. So it's not like walking away from a friendship meant that I had no friends left, because I keep a really beautiful, tight knit group of friends. I have an inner circle that is like to die for. I've got beautiful women in my life. And so, if there is a huge change like that ever, I have the ability to walk away. All right, next is emotional sovereignty. And this is the resource that most women have never fully been taught how to build. It's the ability to regulate yourself, to feel something fully without it running your life, to be able to sit with discomfort without immediately trying to resolve it, right? A woman who can't tolerate her own emotional experience is a woman who will always be at the mercy of it, right? So she's not a free woman. She's not sovereign. She's not her own boss, essentially, because she is reactive. Whereas a woman who has emotional sovereignty, she's able to experience her emotions without feeling like she is run by them. And the way that you build that emotional sovereignty is you become extremely regulated. You are able to feel your emotions without feeling like they're going to break you. I have a client who was going through a divorce recently, and in one of the most stressful circumstances, a circumstance that probably would have broken most people. So, my prescription to her, if you will, was to romanticize the pain, if you will, and make it as beautiful as possible so that she could feel all of it. So, I'm like, get a body oil that you love and use it every single night. Get yourself some beautiful lacy pajamas. upgrade your pajama wardrobe. You're going to be at home for a bit. You're going to be wanting to cry more than usual. Make your evenings as beautiful as possible. And when you feel the feelings come up, let them out. Let it be a release. Like, we don't wallow in pain. We're not going to be doing some kind of stained sweatpants situation and not leaving the house for days on end. No, like when the feelings come, feel them completely and make the moment as beautiful in all of its pain as humanly possible. And you'll see how cathartic it is and how much quicker you actually process the pain because you're allowing yourself to feel it. You're allowing yourself to feel your feelings fully. And she did that. And she moved through the intense, insane amount of pain that she was experiencing so much faster than your average woman. So, a woman with emotional sovereignty has walk away power because she knows I can handle any emotions that come up. I it doesn't matter what life throws at me. I trust that I will make the best decisions possible in the moment. And I trust that I will be able to feel my feelings. And I trust that because of that, I will be more regulated than your average person. So I'm not going to fall apart just because you do something cruel to me, or, I lose my job, or somebody betrays me, or, whatever happens. It's like the internal feeling is I trust myself because I have the emotional structure for it. And that ties in really nicely with the last pillar, which is she trusts herself. Like a woman with dark feminine energy who has the right kind of architecture in place in her life, she trusts herself completely. She trusts the decisions that she makes. She trusts her ability to look at what's right from wrong. She trusts her own moral compass. She trusts her discernment and her intuition. So if she has a gut feel about somebody, she trusts that. She doesn't let other people get in her ear about it. She trusts herself completely. And a woman who trusts herself completely is very difficult to mess with because you can't manipulate her. You can't back her into a corner. You can't gaslight her because she trusts herself. And so a woman who has financial sovereignty, who has relational wealth, right? Friends and her lover as well, that she can fully rely on and also walk away from if she truly needs to. A woman who has emotional sovereignty and a woman who trusts herself completely, who has an insane level of self-trust, a woman like that is a woman that you really can't mess with. And because you really can't mess with her, she's able to be soft when it feels right for her. So this is what creates real softness, right? So this is the paradox that most women never get told. The softest, most genuinely feminine women that I've ever encountered aren't soft because they've just surrendered and they're just in their feminine. They're soft because there's just nothing to defend. There's nothing to be hard over. There's nothing to be cold about. When you have money in the bank and you have financial astuteness, when you don't have to be rigid about finances in a relationship, you can be generous. You can be soft. You don't have to worry about it. You can walk away from jobs that don't serve you. You can walk away from clients that don't serve you. I could fire any one of my clients in my day job in recruitment. And frankly, same thing with the clients that I work with in coaching. If there was ever a misalignment, I could let any one of them go without stressing about finances in any way, shape, or form because I've built my life that way. Right? When you have a full social life, you don't have to be needy with your partner. You can just be present. You can be soft. You can listen to him. You know where to go to recharge your social battery, right? So a woman who is running on empty all the time because she has girlfriends that take advantage of her because she never quite knows how to say no, because she feels like she has to people please her way through every relationship, right? A woman like that doesn't quite walk away from friendships when she should and begins to feel very needy in the friendships that are actually good for her. And that's the complete opposite of a woman with dark feminine energy who has that walk away power, who could walk away from any friendship if she really needed to. Therefore, in those friendships, she's soft. Her social battery is full. Her cup is full. She has, like, if I pick up the phone right now and call any one of my close girlfriends, I will walk away feeling better. I will walk away feeling refreshed. I will walk away feeling like my soul has been touched in a positive way. The sounds of my friends' voices regulate me and excite me and make me so happy, right? Therefore, my social battery is full. My cup is full. And so if anything ever happened to one of those friendships, as painful as it would be, I would genuinely be okay. And they're exactly the same. They would be okay. They wouldn't fall apart if I disappeared from their lives. Therefore, the level of trust that I have in my friendship group is much higher than a woman who is giving from empty and whose friends don't really fill her up the same way. And when you have a high level of self trust, right, that last pillar there, when you really trust yourself emotionally, you don't have to control the people around you. You can just let them be who they are. You don't have this urge to monitor things. You don't have this urge to, like, you can just sit and be so present. You can feel it in women who truly don't trust themselves, who have a high level of anxiety. It's like any small thing that goes wrong, their whole body tenses up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's not how I thought that would go. And it's because she doesn't trust herself to be able to handle change. She's too anxious. Whereas a woman who has a high level of self-trust, it's like nothing really shakes her. It's fine. So the thing that really sets apart a woman like that is she's soft, not because she gave up her power, not because she's just surrendered to the universe and she's in her soft girl era, and it's not that. It's that she's soft because her power is so established. She doesn't need to hold it visibly anymore. She doesn't need to prove anything. It's the same way the quietest person in the boardroom is almost always the most powerful because they have nothing to prove. Nothing to prove. They'll go quiet. This is why negotiations, the person that's quieter, that knows the power of the pause, is the person who wins the negotiation because there's a real power there. And it's the same thing with softness. When you have so much power in your own internal structure, when you have sovereignty in so many different areas of life, you're able to be soft because you don't need to perform power. You simply are. You are powerful. So, what it looks like day to day to be a woman like that is she'll go on a date and she's genuinely curious, right? She's not auditioning, she's not performing, she's not calculating. Because if the date doesn't work out, she's got a full life to go back to, right? There was no hint of desperation on a date with her. She's genuinely curious about the man across from her. She can have a really difficult conversation with a friend without it feeling like it's an absolute crisis because she has other friends and she trusts that the women in her life have their own sense of accountability, and also that if this falls apart, it simply wasn't meant to be. She has a full life to walk back to, right? When she asks for a raise, she'll be okay whether she gets it or not because she looks after herself financially. She's not desperate for it. It's just, I think I deserve this and here's why. Here's the work that it took to get here. You can't do it? Okay, tell me what it's going to take to get there. Great. And then she knows that if she doesn't trust her employer to actually give her that raise, she can go apply at 3 other roles and have 3 other offers lined up. Easy. She's the type of woman who can take a trip all by herself if she really wants to and be so fine because she trusts that she'll have interesting conversations with people because she's interesting. So all of our conversations are interesting. She trusts that she'll be regulated enough to be able to sit by herself and have dinner, right? It's the kind of woman who can say no to an invitation that would cost her more energy than she has to spend in that moment because she knows what her time and energy is worth and she knows how to walk away from things that don't serve her. And in her relationship, she can be fully in her feminine in a relationship with a man because she has so much emotional sovereignty. She knows how to lead herself. It's like she knows that if they have a disagreement, she's not going to have to panic and spiral and be needy and chase him because she trusts that she's a good enough woman for him that a disagreement isn't going to tear them apart. And if it does, that wasn't the right man in the first place for her. Therefore, she's softer in disagreements, right? She's not white knuckling her way through it. She's not desperate for his attention. She's cool, calm, regulated. She knows how to lean back and be, little girly in the relationship. Some of the most powerful women that you'll ever meet turn into little girls with their partners, right? And she's able to do that because she's able to fully put her trust in him. She's able to trust that he will look after her. She's able to giggle the way that she does because she trusts that he finds her adorable. And in fact, she's really not thinking about it that much at all. She just knows that he loves her. She's able to let him make decisions in the relationship because she trusts that no matter what happens, like if he makes the wrong decision, it's figure outable. It's figure outable. Nobody's going to die. It's going to be okay. And so women like this are some of the softest that you'll ever meet in relationships because she can hold herself. So she'll let a man hold her too. And she lets him is the difference. She's not desperate for a man to father her. She's not looking for a man to, bring daddy energy and like tell her what to do and she just can't make a decision. She's not like that at all. Instead, she softens because she trusts herself that deeply. So the well-resourced woman is a woman who has built her life and herself that way, brick by brick. She's built it into the decisions that she makes about money, about her friendships, about her own emotional world, about her habits, about her man, and her relationship with herself over time. So it's not even that she's born soft, it's that her power is so ingrained. Her trust in herself is so ingrained that she knows how to be soft and she falls into softness easily. And when she walks into a room, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, a negotiation, she's not hoping it goes well. She just knows that she'll be fine if it doesn't. And that's not coldness. That is the most powerful thing a woman can be. So, the more powerful you are across those four different pillars, the softer you're able to be across time. And the softer you're able to be across time, the more beautiful and abundant your life becomes. Now, if listening to this was making your heart beat faster, if listening to this makes you feel like, my God, I want to be her. Like when I think about her and becoming her and the woman on my vision board, like that's it. I didn't have the words for it. If that's you, there's a few different ways to work with me. So one, you can work with me one-on-one, and I'll link my Instagram down below so you can DM me there to discuss options. Another way is you can join the throne room, which is currently $77 per month. And you get to ask 2 questions every single week that I personally answer through voice notes. You also get access to the very beautiful curated group of women in there, and you get a whole library. So this has been going for months now. So a whole library of voice notes on things like emotional sovereignty and feminine energy and romance and everything that we discussed today. So if that tempts you, the link to that is down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.